Moths are insects that are holometabolists, meaning that they have 4 stages of life: egg, larva, pupa, and adult. The progression through these life stages is entirely controlled by hormones within the moths that are triggered by internal and external stimuli. In the larval stage, moths eat to grow as quickly as possible and molt 4 to 6 times due to their growth being constrained by a hard, chitinous exoskeleton. During their last instar, a decrease in juvenile hormone, which inhibits metamorphosis, triggers them to begin preparation for pupation. They stop eating entirely and move to the location that they will pupate. The location is species-specific, but a majority of moth caterpillars burrow underground before pupating. The caterpillar remains motionless for 2 to 3 days while preparing for its final molt. At this time, the prolegs start to shrink, the thoracic segments become enlarged, and the caterpillar moves into a curled, humpback position. When the caterpillar molts for the final time, the old cuticle splits along the midline of the dorsal side of the thorax, and the pupa emerges. For the first few hours, the pupa is soft, limp, and vulnerable to attack from flies and parasitoid wasps. After this time, the shell hardens and darkens, protecting the developing moth. While in this stage, the moth does not eat, and unlike many other holometabolous insects, some species show limited movement while pupating. The change from larva to adult within the pupa is a very slow process. So much so that the stem cells present in the second and third thoracic segments of the larva replicate and begin developing into the wings in the final days of the larva before eclosion even begins. This is also true of the eyes, antennae, and palpi, which can be seen on the newly formed pupa. While pupating, wing scales develop as extensions of the cells on the wing surface, and the heart, brain, eyes, and proboscis develop from simple organs within the larva. The newly developed, ready-to-emerge moth is termed ferrate, and its emergence is triggered by factors including humidity, temperature, light level, and time of day. Just before emergence, the moth's spiracles, which are linked by short tubes to the spiracle openings on the pupal shell, draw in air and allow the moth to pump up its body, causing the pupal case to split dorsally behind the moth's head. The moth then forces its way out, using abdominal movements and its legs to pull itself clear of the empty pupal case. Once clear of the case, the moth will hang on to a still surface, pumping hemolymph into its wings to give them shape, and gently flapping them to dry them out. Before flying for the first time, moths expel meconium, the metabolic waste produced while pupating, from their abdomens in the form of a pinkish-orange liquid. At this time, females generally remain near their site of emergence, while males tend to travel farther, tracking female pheromones in order to mate.